A biblical showdown. Elisha versus the Syrian army. A conflict is brewing. A prophet stands steadfast, and a miraculous revelation awaits us in the thrilling tale of Elisha versus the Syrian army. This dramatic encounter from the annals of biblical history captures the suspenseful and divinely guided struggle between the prophet Elisha, a servant of God, and the hostile forces of Syria. The relationship between Israel and Syria. In the backdrop of this epic biblical showdown was a complex relationship between two nations, Israel and Syria. Syria, referred to as Aram in the Holy Scripture, was an aggressive neighbor to Israel, often instigating conflicts. The relentless political discord and persistent military aggression created an environment steeped in dread and unpredictability. Despite this hostile climate, the prophet Elisha stands as a beacon of faith and commitment. His unyielding dedication to God's will and his defiance in the face of danger set the stage for the fascinating narrative that is to follow. Amid the swirling winds of political strife and military aggression, Elisha, the prophet of God, remains an unwavering beacon of divine connection and spiritual resilience. The capture attempt. A city under siege. The king of Syria, eager to apprehend Elisha for compromising his military strategies, organized a battalion of his finest warriors and directed them to the city of Dothan, where the prophet dwelled. As the night turned into day, the inhabitants of Dothan awoke to a formidable sight, a city encircled by an expansive Syrian force. With enemy soldiers ready to strike at the heart of their city, a palpable sense of terror hung heavy in the air. Their peace was shattered, replaced with a looming threat of invasion and the uncertain future that it carried. Unbeknownst to the anxious residents, their city had become the stage for a divine showdown. Little did they realize that their humble prophet, Elisha, would soon steer the course of events in an unimaginable direction. Elisha's unwavering faith amidst the crisis. Despite the daunting situation that faced him, Elisha exhibited an extraordinary calm. His servant, paralyzed with fear at the sight of the Syrian army, asked what their course of action would be. Elisha responded with an assertion of faith, "Fear not, for those who are with us outnumber those who are with them." His conviction in divine assistance was unbroken. He firmly held that they were under the shield of divine protection. He was unmoved by the physical appearance of the threat, focusing instead on the spiritual reality where God's heavenly forces were at their disposal. This incident underscores Elisha's unfaltering faith in God, even when faced with what seemed like insurmountable odds. His firm belief that God was on their side instilled a sense of hope and courage, demonstrating the power of faith in the face of crisis. Those who are with us are more than those who are with them. With a profound faith in the Almighty, Elisha sought divine intervention to illustrate the spiritual reality to his servant. Praying fervently, Elisha requested God to unveil the supernatural forces that were arrayed for their protection. His prayer was answered. The veil lifted from his servant's eyes, and what he witnessed was an awe-inspiring sight. The mountains surrounding them were teeming with celestial horses and fiery chariots. This majestic spectacle of the heavenly host far outnumbered the earthly Syrian forces, validating Elisha's confident assertion. The scenario starkly illuminated the truth of Elisha's conviction. Those allied with them in the spiritual realm indeed surpassed their earthly adversaries. This striking revelation underscored the power of unwavering faith and divine protection in the face of mortal danger. The heavenly armies, unseen by the common eye, were their shield and safeguard, affirming the reality of Elisha's reassuring words. Those who are with us are more than those who are with them. Turning the tables. The Syrians blinded. In an incredible shift of events, Elisha offered another prayer. He beseeched the Almighty to confound the Syrian soldiers with blindness. The divine intervention was swift and absolute. God promptly answered his prayer, causing the entire Syrian army to be enveloped in darkness. Now incapable of discerning their surroundings, the soldiers were disoriented and helpless. Displaying fearless audacity, Elisha approached the blinded Syrian force. With God's power at his side, he confidently led the entire troop of confounded soldiers straight into Samaria, right into the heart of the land they sought to assail. The sight of their perceived adversary shepherding them through unfamiliar terrain, without a hint of resistance, must have been both bewildering and unnerving for the Syrian soldiers. It was a pivotal moment in this extraordinary tale, where the divine power was wielded not for destruction, but for the ultimate lesson in mercy and grace. A lesson in mercy. Elisha's unexpected response. In a surprising twist, Elisha responded not with retribution but with an act of compassion. Rather than seizing the opportunity to vanquish his adversaries, Elisha urged the Israelite king to provide a feast for the visually impaired Syrians. With their bellies full and spirits lifted, Elisha then petitioned the Almighty to restore their sight. Once their vision returned, they found themselves not on a battlefield, but in the heart of the enemy's territory, unscathed and unharmed. Subsequently, they were allowed to depart, ushering in a period of tranquility between Israel and Syria. This unconventional reaction to hostility unveils the biblical values of mercy and forgiveness in action, demonstrating how kindness can diffuse conflict and foster peace. Elisha's unexpected display of mercy toward the Syrian soldiers shows us the transformative power of compassion, even towards those who intend us harm. His actions remind us that vengeance is not the only response to aggression. Indeed, sometimes the most powerful response is mercy. Unpacking the lessons. Elisha and the Syrian army. The story of Elisha's encounter with the Syrian army holds a treasure trove of timeless lessons. Elisha's faith in God's providence, even when faced with a mighty army, underlines the power and protection granted to those who remain steadfast in their faith. His response to the Syrians, who had arrived with malicious intent, reveals an unexpected and deeply profound lesson. Rather than resorting to vengeance, Elisha chooses mercy, challenging us to reconsider our own responses in the face of hostility. The narrative of Elisha and the Syrian army, therefore, isn't just a historical tale. It carries a rich resonance, offering profound insights on faith, divine protection, and the transformational potential of mercy. These lessons, rooted in biblical times, continue to hold immense relevance in today's world. Through Elisha's experiences, we are guided to lead lives of strong faith, trust in divine protection, and to practice mercy, even in the face of adversity.
Please visit our website, superpraisechristian.com, to see more Christian blogs and messages. If you like this video, please subscribe and click the notification button so you will know when we upload.